Peace. I'm going to build on the science of respecting thy enemy. Now, enemy is a strong word to use. An enemy is somebody that is opposed to your greatness, especially in a warfare aspect. An enemy is essentially a life or death combatant. So a lot of times when you hear somebody speak about an enemy, it's not an enemy in the true essence of the word, except when you get into this street shit. When they speak of the enemy, they really mean enemy. But I'm digressing, deviating off the topic. So respecting thy enemy, not to go too deep into the antiquity of history in the ancient times. I'm going to just skim over it. In Rome and Greece, when they had those huge battles over fields, they had an unofficial rule, which I consider unofficial. I'm not for sure. You can do the knowledge. You can look it up for yourself. They had an unofficial rule that once the battle was done, it was okay to go and grab your fallen soldiers and bring them back to your side, right? So it was an unofficial rule, quote, and you can check it out to make sure I'm writing exact, to grab your fallen soldiers and take them back home without nothing being done to you. So if you had two different armies fighting each other, and once the war was over and it was hundreds of dead bodies on the field, each army could go out and grab their fallen soldiers and bring them back for a respectable funeral and to let their family mourn and so on and so forth. That was a degree of respecting thy enemy, right? Because it's not necessarily like you don't like the other side or you hate the other side. More times than not, it's a political issue. It's money involved. It's a better motive. It's a bigger motive as to why the war, the battle is even taking place. So to show some decorum of warriorism, right? Warriorism, put that into your lexicon, put that into your everyday vocabulary. To show some decorum and warriorism and being a soldier with some type of honor and integrity, you let your enemy take their fallen soldiers back for a proper burial. That's respectful from soldier to soldier. Also, in ancient Japan with the samurai, remember, if you do know, they used to take their enemies and give them a proper death. They used to respect a proper death. They kneel on their knees, lean, tilt a little bit forward, tilt their head down, and the enemy, whether it's the winning side of the army, takes out that sharp ass blade and with respect beheads them in one cut, and that was showing respect to thy enemy. Even though it was killing them physically, it was still showing respect for your combatant. Now I know that's a lost art, and most people that's out in the field don't even know about that decorum, right? You need to give the proper respect. So also, you take two fighters, two boxers, two MMA fighters, and we see this nowadays a lot when they arguing and they being disrespectful to each other for the build-up. Now the build-up, in my own opinion, is 50% of selling the fight. So they talking a lot of shit going back and forth, and I'm sure some of it is genuine because they just like, we about to get it in. It's difficult not to have that animosity when you're about to go into the ring or the octagon and get your face punched in. So, right, you go in with some animosity, you go in with a little bit of hate on your combatant, the other dude, your opponent, your quote unquote enemy, and you get in there and you go fisticuffs, you go all out. So whether you knock somebody out, you hit them in their liver, whatever the case may be, you shut them down. But 99% of the time, what happens after the fight? they embrace and they show respect for each other. Because regardless on who the winner was, it's always a respect of the next person having the balls to get in the ring to even compete in the competition. So whether you like them or not, it's irrelevant. You show that respect. Because any person that's willing to get in the ring with you, you got to give them that respect, right? That is the decorum of a warrior. You show them that respect. That's respecting thy enemy. Right? You can never deviate from that core belief. That it's not even a belief. That's a core principle. That's right and exact. You respect thy enemy. Regardless if you sending them, returning them to the essence, or you knocking them out, you shutting them down, you respecting thy enemy. You see it in football, you see it in baseball, you see it in basketball, you see it in any game where there's competition. Sometimes you disrespect the other team, but when it's all said and done, it's a mutual respect from combatants. And that's for majority of the people that's participating in said sport. There should always be, and there is always, rules and regulations to anything that you do. And how do we know that? Because the universe is governed by laws, not man-made laws. It is governed by scientific and mathematical laws. So what would make you think that humans don't operate under the same laws and regulations? It doesn't have to be man-made. It's just the respect. It's an innate feeling that you have where you're showing that respect. You know, where you knock a nigga out and then you throw a pillow up under his head before it hit the ground. Come on, man. That's an analogy. However, it's still showing respect for thy enemy. It's not about being a zip damn fool and being a Neanderthal and just smash everything with no conscience or no remorse. That's insane. That's a freaking idiot that operates under those principles. You must have some type of rules, regulations, and principles that you're standing on and showing thy respect. Just as you're this super gangster, super street nigga, and you pushing this wicked ass line and you the top of the top. Make no mistake about it. It's somebody else is moving just like you. It's somebody else with just as much heart, just as much courage, living with no fear, supposedly, but you're not the only one. That is respecting thy enemy. And all that has happened through history. When you see somebody moving with like this courage, chest poked out, like willing to go down with the ship, however it is, you got respect for it. You see it on a movie, you got respect for it. It's the bad guy, you respect it. It's a nerd that's sitting there that's willing to stand up and even get an ass whooping, but not afraid to, don't even know how to fight, got their head down, swinging all crazy, but you still respect that. And why you respect it? You respect the courage, you respect the heart. That is respecting thy enemy. I'm telling you, you already know this too. You know the respect is there. Even when you pissed off, you like, fuck them, but still show that respect. Respect is a must, and that will help you stay grounded amongst all life though. You must stay grounded, because once you deviate from being grounded and getting off your square and not having no principles, you on a tailspin to fucking turmoil and you're gonna crash out. Mark my word, you'll crash out without having that respect or having no square to stand on. You must have principles, rules, and regulations. It's imperative. You got to have them. Another quick build on respecting thy enemy. Do me a solid. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification. Appreciate all the comments and all the engagement I've been getting. Keep running it up. Respect thy enemy. And next time you knock a nigga out, put a pillow under his head, man. Show him that respect. Peace.